Today we're going to divide triple digit by double digit using estimation. Okay, so when we look at our first problem here, we see 500 divided by 10. So we're going to think about what those numbers are called and what it means. So the first number in your division problem is called your dividend. So let's write that here. That number is the number that is being divided, or the number that is being split up. Your second number in a division problem is called the divisor. That is the number dividing by. So we've got the dividend, that's the one that's being split up or divided, and the 10 is what is being used to divide the dividend. Your answer would be the quotient. So when we look at our problems here, all of these end in a 0. Some of them end in more than one 0. So today we're going to use that to help us estimate instead of having to solve it all. So when we have the dividend and the divisor both ending in zeros, we can estimate easily. So let me show you how to do that. So first we're going to look at our divisor, and that ends in 10. So we get to mark that out and go over and take off the same amount of zeros on the dividend. So we can take off one of those zeros because one was taken off of the divisor. So that helps us estimate. So now we can say 50 divided by 1. So what times that 1 gives us that 50? So we're reading that division problem backwards to get our answer. What times the 1 gives us 50? Our 50. So now let's look at number 2. Our divisor ends in 0, so I can take that off, because our dividend also ends in 0, so I can take that off. So now I can ask myself, what times that 1 gives me the 36? What times 1 is 36? Well, that gives me my 36 for my quotient. Okay, number 3, our divisor ends in 2 zeros. So I can take those off, and now I can go to my dividend and take off those 2 zeros. So what times that 1 gives us 120? What times 1 equals 120? Well, that gives me a quotient of 120. Number 4, our divisor ends in 2 zeros, so I can take those off. And our dividend, we can take those 2 off. So what times that 1 gives me the 4,500? Well, that would be a quotient of 4,500. Number 5, our divisor ends in 3 zeros, so I can take those off. And our dividend ends in those, so I can take 3 off there. So what times the 1 gives me 700? That would be a quotient of 700. Number 6, our divisor ends in 2 zeros, so I take those off, and I go to my dividend and take 2 off. So what times the 1 gives me 5,300? That gives me a quotient there of 5,300.